All right, guys, this is Becca.
And it's Bronte here.
No, I don't like that either. wait, Brian didn't say it was popping. Hold up. I'm so sorry.
And I can edit this out, no worries.
Hey, guys, what's poppin'? It's Becca.
And it's Bronte, guys.
Hope you guys are having a great day. I know we are.
Yep.
We're actually, this is our second podcast of the day.
Yeah, we're just banging them out.
Banking. But this one's kind of sad.
Yeah.
It's definitely about time.
Being scared of time. Time passing by too quickly.
Blast from the past.
And we don't know if, anyone, relates to this at all, but I think it really hit us both hard in different ways this past year alone.
I've had some mental breakdowns.
Yeah.
Where, I couldn't even breathe.
Yeah, on our car rides and after class.
It's so scary.
Mm-hmm. It was, a consistent thing for you for
it was
a while.
I couldn't even stay in class because I was, hyperventilating, crying, snot coming out my nose. It's funny now, you know what I mean, to look back. But at the time, I really, was I just want to die. Because I was just, losing my mind for a hot second.
Yeah.
But, you just got to remember time is very precious.
Yeah. And it is, I don't know if everyone deals with this. Maybe some people aren't scared of time. But for me, personally, just to jump right into it, I always look back at time. And I'm always wondering where I'm 28 now. 18 to 28 went. But especially, where... 22 to 28 went. I have absolutely no idea. They say college goes by fast. That did. These last, 6 years went by extremely fast. And sometimes I think back, did I do enough? Do I regret anything?
Yeah, you look back and you reflect.
Yeah, did I like how I acted? Do I like myself as a person? All these questions go into play, and it's I'm acting like I could go back in time and change it. I can't change it.
That's the thing about time, guys, is you can't change it.
Yeah.
Time is permanent.
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe that's a good thing, because if you could go back and change it, maybe that wouldn't, then you wouldn't be on the path that you were meant to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying we won't want to change bad things, but I'm just saying everything gets you to where your path is.
Yeah.
But it is very scary, and it's reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I say it's reality a lot, but that's my saying.
It is.
But I think that you come, I'm 26, going to be 27 next month, and I think it's a wake-up call for me.
Yeah.
The older I get, I feel like time is just flying.
It really is flying.
And it's scary. And, well, you know what's crazy is after I had Willie, I realized how time... he was just a little baby, and now he's, kind of old.
4.5?
Yeah, he's still my little baby, but, he doesn't want to be held all the time. He's don't kiss me, mommy.
Yeah.
It's what? What is this?
It really is. Before we started recording today, Becca's niece is over, and she's 6 weeks old. 6 weeks, and I'm holding her, and she's asleep in my arms, and I'm looking at this baby, you said, it's so pure. And 6 weeks, and I'm looking at myself God, I'm 27, 28 years older than this baby, all that I've done in my years. And then when she's 28, I'm going to be, close to 60. That's really kind of scary to think about.
It is scary.
And all that we've done in our years of life, it really makes you reflect, even looking at a little baby.
Yeah, and I work at a nursing home, and I saw my first death. And it, yesterday, it happened, and it was just wait. He was talking to me, everything was fine, you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, it takes a little while, but I'm just saying, I remember a couple weeks ago, we were, talking, we were laughing, and then I'm coming in this room, and my patient's dead. He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Lifeless. Cold. White. Yellow. You know what I'm saying? He's just done. And it's, so sad.
Yeah,
it was
really
wow, one day I'm going to look like that.
Yeah. And who knows when that day's going to come with us. And I try not to think about that because I don't think I'm scared of death. I'm scared for more of the people that I'm going to leave behind if I leave them. Yeah. If I die tomorrow, I worry about all my friends and my brother and my parents, what that's going to do to them. You know what I mean? So, and I'm more worried about other people dying and I'm just left here. But I'm not really afraid of death.
I'm afraid of how I'm gonna die.
Yeah, how I'm gonna die, yeah, that's a whole
if I'm
different
drowning
thing. Yeah, that is not. But just death itself, like, I hope I go quick.
And
well, I hope it not, like,
wait,
rewind. Hold on. I hope when I do die, it's quick.
And peaceful.
Not now.
Because, you know, people have accidents and stuff, but, like, I think going off what you said is just time doesn't stop.
No.
Like, it doesn't stop, but also there's nothing, I think this is what I had a problem with, guys, is there's nothing you can do to change it. Mm-mm. I'm always I'm a fixer. I try to fix people. I try to fix relationships.
Yeah.
That's just who I am. And I'm always like, oh, I need to give people second chances and this and that. But now I'm like, this is something I can't fix. I can't go back 20 minutes ago.
No.
So I think I had to deal with it and cope with it differently than my other problems in life. Like, I had to accept this.
Because you can't.
Because I can't change it. And I think that's what really scared me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think what really, in terms of this topic this last year alone, and actually really recently for me, I got out of a pretty long-term relationship, and I thought this was, like, my forever person.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to you about it, like, I think I'm going to marry him, and, like, we're going to talk about, like, next steps and everything, and, like, a lot of my other friends are getting married or moving in with their significant other and, like, moving on with their life and having kids. And not that I want kids right away. I think it's just that next step excitement sort of thing.
Chapter.
It's my next chapter. And then I don't want to say it crumbled, but, you know, we had honest talks, and then we decided, like, you know, we weren't on the same page when it came to next step and everything. Like, kind of, but just, like, where we would be. Mm-hmm. And so it was just best that we ended it. And, you know, I'm happy it ended peacefully. But, like, thinking back, I'm like, I was really upset for, like, a week and a half, like, 2 weeks straight. Like, man, like, I don't want to view the relationship of wasting 3.5 years. I never look at it like that. Like, no way. But, you know, you thought you were going to marry this person. That's what at this age, like, 28, like, that's, like, the norm to look at.
Wanting the next, you know, I mean, I had Willie young.
Yeah. But, like, people for me were, like, not even, like, when are you going to move in? Like, when are you going to have children? And I'm like, whoa, hold on. But, like, that next thing, and then, like, you're gearing up for that next exciting talk, and then when that talk happens and it does not go the way that you thought it was going to go, or wished it went, then it kind of gets upsetting. And, like, now I'm, like, single, 28. I don't, like, regret anything that I've accomplished in life. Like, I'm about to get my second degree, like, what? And, like,
what?
Yep. And have, like, a
Cause you a boss.
I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. I'll play that music now. But I don't regret what I've done and I've accomplished in life, but it's that your life, like, family, marriage, moving in.
Well, you see everyone else around you.
Yeah, and it's hard. Like,
it is hard.
Yeah, I'm happy for them, but it's just like, okay, like, you just think about that portion of your life. I'm like, 28, I should have a house by now, which is closer in the future than, like, what I think it is. You're working towards that, but you're just, like, sidetracked with this other stuff. And then you start thinking about time, and you're just like...
Well, and then you're like, well, you know, I'm going to be closer to 30. Shouldn't I have kids by now? I know people think like that. I mean, I left my baby daddy, and I thought, like, he would... Like, I loved him. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've still, you know, I always love him, but... he's just not, like, healthy for me.
Yeah.
And it was just very toxic and, like, it was just nasty. But whatever. I had to make that decision because I was like, oh my God, we're going to have more. I wanted more kids with him. Mm-hmm. He was, like, the love of my life. I loved him.
Yeah.
But I was like, nah, like, I have to end it now because I wouldn't have been happy. Mm-hmm. Oh
my God, and all that.
And, like, you know what I mean? Because he was never going to change.
Yeah, and all that you've changed this last year alone.
Yeah, like, I'm like, completely different. I'm back to me. And everyone's like, oh my God, you're so happy. Like, I'm like, yeah, damn right. But, like,
it took some time.
It does suck. I mean, it's still like, oh my God, I want kids and I want to jump into a relationship. But I don't ever want to jump into a relationship because I see people jump into relationships and they wonder why they're still miserable. Or they jump into a relationship, have a kid because they think they're happy and then end up getting divorced. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to make sure it's right.
Yeah, same.
So... But I think once I left him, I was like, oh my God, nobody's going to want me.
No.
But, like, just because I think I was so upset. Like, you know.
Same. And I think
now I'm just like, well, if you don't bring, I'm not looking for somebody to bring something to the table. I'm looking for somebody to bring the whole damn table in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't playing games no more.
You want food on the table, too.
Yeah. I want everything plus dessert. But, but I'm just, and they need to bring the house. But also, like, I think I was just so vulnerable.
Yeah.
That in that space, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm going to be 30 soon. I'm more closer to 30 now that I am 20. And I'm like, I want more kids. I want this. But it's like, I can have more kids whenever I want.
Yeah.
I got Willie. I mean, he's a lot to
Plenty
handle.
enough.
And he does not want me to have a baby. I keep asking him.
He wants to be the only one?
Yeah, because he loves the attention I give him.
Aww.
I do love my baby. But, these are real thoughts. And
yeah, I think, like, going back on it, too, like, it's hard to, like, be in, like, a long-term relationship and then it ends, whether it's bad or good, and you feel like you wasted time. It never should be wasted time, because you never should think like that, because you did love that person. You did enjoy their company at one point or in the entire point, and there is no regret. I mean, for me personally, I do not regret it. I loved that relationship, but this is just where time has brought us, and you know. And then you also think, I don't know if I'm crazy to say this, but you also start thinking of those potential relationships that could have been, and it's like, would that been the right one? Like, but then thinking like that, like, you know what I mean?
Like I feel like when I haven't dated a lot of people, guys, but I'm just saying, like, if I start talking to a guy and I'm like, oh, no, I'm not really interested. But then, like, a couple months later, I'm like, wait, he could have been really good. He could have been the one. He could have took care of me and my son. Like, yeah. But then I'm like, well, if he really was the one, then he would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, we would have got back together.
Exactly. So I try not to think hard like that, but I'm like,
it makes you think.
It does make you
think. Your brain
and
really
I feel bad
does be thinking sometimes.
And I feel bad saying that, but then, like, this amount of time that I've had, I feel like I know what I truly, truly want. And I've already sacrificed a lot for guys and relationships, and I don't want to do that again. But just hearing, like, you know, how much people miss me and, like, that side of things, like, it hurts, but at the end of the day, am I going to be more pissed at myself if I just give in? Or do I just keep to myself and my wants, and at the end, it's going to be okay? Like, I'm going to be happier. Yeah. But you still, again, think about time. Like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, 28, closer to 30. But I love this age, too.
I love this age, yeah.
I'd rather be this age than 22 again. I feel like everything makes sense. And you do value time more. Like,
you do. Time is more precious. By quick.
Yep. I appreciate more time to myself. Doing things that I want to do, like watching funny YouTube videos. Like, I'm so obsessed with vlogs now. Oh my God,
hint,
and I love that. Yes.
Hint.
I love it. Love video editing. I love editing this podcast. Like, I love it. I'm learning so much. And that's like a de-stressor for me. Like, and then I keep asking myself, like, man, I love this time. Like, I love this time.
It's beautiful, though.
It is beautiful. And I hope to, now moving forward, never regret time again. Because we do only have one life.
Well, I think it makes you realize, okay, I'm not going to put any energy into this anymore. Yeah. Like, stressing about this, because I already did that in the past, and now I'm, like, moving on. Because the only thing you can do is move on. Exactly. But yeah, going back to those mental breakdowns, though, those happen, guys. Like,
I had one the other week.
It wouldn't be beautiful life without the meaning of breakdowns. Yeah. Like, you can't be beautiful 24/7, because then everything's beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I know that's kind of weird to say, but, like, going through the pain and, like, what I've dealt with, and just, like, being
I was crying right there with you in the car. I'm like, Becca, no.
I was, like, flinging my body around, like, what's going on? I remember, like, I had to get out of class, like, I packed up my stuff, and I'm just, like, running to the car, and I texted you. But this girl stopped me. She's like, you all right? I was like, no. Like, no, I'm not. And I, like, would call my friends, like, every 2 minutes. They're like, oh, my God, Becca's calling again. Yeah. But, like, it was just, like, I couldn't cope. But I think that was negative energy leaving my body. Now I'm, like,
fine.
I'm so happy. I'm like, what was I stressing about?
You need to let it out, though. You do. Like, I remember, what was it, a month and a half ago, the breakup was fresh. Yeah. And the disappointment, because I was thinking about time. That's why I love this episode so much. Yeah. And my mom came up with a cup of coffee, you know, like moms, like the day after it happened. I'm like, Mom, I just don't want to talk about it. And she's like, okay. All right, Mom, like, just sit down. And, you know, like, I'm sitting on the floor and she's sitting on the chair and she's like, what's hurting you the most? I'm like, I just thought that was, like, my future. I thought that's what it was. And she was like, I think everything in your life is settling, like, how you want it to. Your work, your achievements, your responsibilities. You feel like everything is coming together, and that was stable for you. Yeah. And now it's in pieces now. And it's just like, she started crying. Like, aww. She's like, I knew you loved that relationship. And she's like, you know what? Maybe it wasn't the right one. And, like, just feeling those emotions. And she's like, don't regret time. You loved that time. You found yourself again. You loved all that time with the friends and the parties and, you know, just the time at, like, his house and, like, him with me. Like, you know, so I'm like, I don't.
You can miss the memories. Yeah. Memories are so important to me.
Yeah. But, like, I had a mental breakdown. I was crying for 2 hours straight, and I was so exhausted I took a 4-hour nap. Like, I'm like, I can't do this. And
you know when you cry so much the tears don't even come?
I can't even drive home.
You probably should get, like, an IV bag of normal saline. You're so dehydrated. And then when you can't blow your nose anymore.
No, oh my God. And your nose is all red, and you walk into school, and you're like, hey, girl, are you all right? Like, no, I just can't cry anymore. Like, please, like, I can't, like, sit in this class. Like, you can't cry anymore. There's nothing else in
there's not. But at the next day, like, when you take a shower, get yourself together, sleep well, you
get
feel
the snot
perfect.
Off your face.
You feel perfect.
Like, I was like, okay, I really need to let that out. It was like a week of that.
Yeah.
But then, you know, same with you. Like, you know, you just gotta let it out.
I lost it.
Just go somewhere and just let it out. In a parking lot, out of the classroom, like, go to the bathroom. Like, everyone has breakdowns. Yeah. Like, yeah, it was a bad time.
But another thing that scares me with, like, wanting more kids, because I do want more kids and stuff, but I want to make sure I meet the right person is I haven't moved out yet.
Yeah, that's on my mind as well. Like, too.
Like, I could move out now, guys, but, like, I have one more semester of nursing school. Like, and I have my parents' help. You know what I'm saying? Like, why go through the stress of moving, then having to pay the first and second rent? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just need to finish. I'll be done the first week in December, and then I can look for my place. Like, why stress? But it's still like, wow, I'm moving out when I'm 27. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because my birthday's in August, so... But that is a little freaky for me.
Yeah, I think the same thing, too. Like, I moved out at 18 to college, and I lived on my own till about 25, 26. Then when I started the nursing program, like a year and a half ago, I moved back with my parents because it was just the right thing money-wise. Yeah. And I was ready to get out of the city. Like, I used to live in Philly. And that was a good time. I learned so much about paying my own rent and making my own money and really budgeting. But moving home was just a smart money idea. But now I'm feeling it now, too. I want my own house. Like, I want my own place. And I'm already talking to my dad, who's a realtor. And I'm like, Dad, like, I really want to invest in my own place.
He can hook me up.
Yeah, just give him a call. Give Rex a call. Yeah, he's, like, awesome. Like, so he's, like, already talking to me about, like, you know, you should save your money a little bit. But there is some really good deals out there. But he's like, get a job first. Get a job that you want, and then we'll talk. Yeah. So, but I do also think, like, man, like, 28. Like, again, my friends have bought their houses, like, 2 years ago, and they're married, and, like, you know, like, I'm just like, here I am.
But that doesn't mean they're happy. I'm not saying that they're not. You know, they could be. I'm just saying in general, just because you own your own house. And that's what I gotta remember. Like, you could be Kylie Jenner, but that doesn't mean she's truly happy. Hopefully she is. I don't want to wish that on her. But I'm just saying, like, you just never know what's going on.
Exactly.
So that's why my happiness and just enjoying every little moment. Because, counts. Like I said, watching Willie grow up, I'm like, he doesn't even want me to hold him no more.
That makes me cry.
Yeah, like, it's like, and I had so much postpartum depression that I didn't enjoy the first year.
Yeah.
I was just you were telling me that. My mind. I remember, like, I had a breakdown. Like, I tried to get in the car and, like, drive off, and my baby daddy was, like, gonna bust the window because I was like, I'm going to die. Like, it was really bad. That's gonna be a podcast. Postpartum depression, because it's real. And I had postpartum psychosis. It wasn't depression. It was, like, worse.
That's, like, next level bad of postpartum, guys.
Like, I should have been hospitalized.
Yeah, people go to the hospital.
Like, I remember I'd scratch my arms, and, like, I was like, what? Like, that's not just who I am.
It's real.
Like,
so
I would
real.
legit scratch my arms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would think like, I didn't ever want to hurt my son, because then I would have put myself in the...
Yeah, psych ward.
But I remember, like, thinking, like, I didn't want like, take care of him. I couldn't. I just laid in bed and cried all day.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to end up in the oven. I would have a bad anxiety. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me?
And then now you look back and you think like that.
Yeah, but I kind of, not that I regret, but then I'm like, man, like, I could have enjoyed the first year if I didn't go through this.
Right. Yeah. But you shouldn't blame yourself for that, because that's a real...
Well, yeah. I mean, I had no control.
Yeah.
But I should have been hospitalized. But...
It's made you stronger, though.
It has. And it makes me enjoy every moment with my son.
Yeah.
I love him so much. But another thing is I'm afraid of aging. I mean, not afraid, but it makes me like, wait, hold on. Like, I definitely have to change up my skincare routine. I use a lot more lotion on my neck now.
Yep. Yes. And I'm flattered, like, when I get like, oh, how old do you think I am? And I usually get the younger instead of the older. And I feel like I relate this to this so much, because, like, I love this age, because I feel like I can just walk into a room and I know people know that I'm older because of, like, the vibe that we give off. It's like a thing. Like, if you walk into a bar, like, people know, like...
Do you still get carded at the bar?
No, I haven't gotten carded in a little while. So that's kind of nice, but you're like...
Can you just card me?
I know.
Especially if it's a cute
I didn't even get carded on my
like,
21st birthday. Like, I'm
really?
like... It's my 21st birthday. Card me.
Card me. Come on.
Come on. Like, some places here and there, but recently, not really, no. But I love the vibe that, you know, people look to you.
Yeah.
Like, you're older. You're wiser. You have, you know, experiences, and you go through tough times. And then, like, that's really nice.
Yeah.
But then, like, physical-wise, I'm like, man, am I getting crow's feet? Like, worry. Yeah. So, someone told me, like, I have worry lines. I'm like, where?
I don't see.
I literally went, like, where? It was a woman in the grocery store. And I'm like...
She probably couldn't even see.
I was like, Barbara, what?
Barbara!
I was like, I guess I was on the phone and I looked worried and I was, like, going to pay. She's like, honey, you have no time to, like, you know, worry. Like, you're getting worry lines. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, people be making those smart comments.
Excuse
and you're like,
me?
what?
And I'm like, what do you see in the mirror? Like, I have, like, a face routine. Like, you know, I, like, wash my face, like, every day. Like, you know, in the shower and, like, lotion. But, like, I'm like... Damn. Like, there are some hot-looking 35-year-olds, 40-year-olds. I want to look like that.
There are. We just got to take care of ourselves.
Yep. So, yeah. So, I am worried about that.
It is weird. But I think, like, I work in a nursing home, and it's so, like, they're so happy.
It's beautiful.
Like, they always give me, like, tips. They're like, enjoy every moment. Don't regret anything. And... aging brings more knowledge. They always tell me. And it's so cute. I love the old people.
I love the elderly. I love taking care of them.
So, but yeah, it just makes me realize, like, they've had a beautiful life, and they're always like, you know, they always give me little tips. So, but then it makes me realize, okay, well, I'm getting older, because now I have old people telling me tips. So I'm just like, what's going on?
I'm getting there. I'm getting up there.
Gives me a little anxiety, guys. It goes by quick. Life goes by very, very fast.
I know.
And sometimes, you know, in life you make wrong decisions, and you have to live with that.
Yeah, you do.
And that scares me.
Yeah, I always want to make sure that, everyone handles certain situations at like certain times in certain ways, and not all of us are perfect. But at the end of the day, I always want to make sure that even if I do handle a situation wrong, like, I come out being a better person because of that. Then
that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I don't regret the situation as much. Yeah, it could have turned bad and immature and, like, whatever, but at the end of the day, if I, like, own up to it, even if it was my fault, or, like, even if it wasn't my fault, and I own up to the other person and be the bigger person, then I'm going to be happier, even if they don't deserve me being the bigger person. But I just don't want to regret it.
Well, at least at that time, you're making it about you. Like, you're the bigger person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, guys, I'm not as poppin', but this is just...
It's just making me think more and more about
now
this.
I'm, like, thinking more because I'm doing a podcast about it. I mean, guys, we're not trying to say we're old, you know, because technically we're older, but we're not that old, you know?
No, we're still
like,
very young.
My dad's, like, 70-something. He's like, you think you're old? Look at me.
Oops.
I'm like,
he still looks
Dad,
good.
Yeah, he does. And I'm like, well, you're not old, Dad. So it's like, but age is just a number.
It is.
That's what they always say.
Yeah. It's hard not to look at the number. Like, I actually, what really opened my eyes was last year for our physical, because we have to get a physical every year. The doctor came in and he's like, have you ever thought about setting up a will?
What?
No, kid you not.
That's scary.
I'm like, a will? I'm like, I'm only 26, 27. He's like, I know, but anything can happen. And I'm like, wow. Who do I give what to?
And you're just going to a physical. Like,
he's like, you know what? You just never know. Like, anything can happen. And we always ask our patients, like, at the age of 25, if they want to set one up. Like even like a little small one. And I filled that thing out, and it was the saddest thing ever. Like, what do I want to do? Like, X amount of days, like, do I want to be on life support and then be taken off? Or who decides that? Who do I give my stuff to?
What?
Yeah, my savings, everything. Like, I'm like, what
is going on? I've never had that happen.
Maybe it might happen next, because I was really thrown off guard. And then they told me I had, eye problems. They started off with the will, and then they're like, we need to talk about your eyesight. And I'm like, shouldn't it be flipped? But I'm like, okay.
It's so natural to them.
Yeah.
To say, we're going to talk about a will, but you're just like...
I'm like, you asking the right person? Wasn't it supposed to be, like, someone next door?
It was, like, almost 50? Like,
yeah. I'm like... They're like, no, it's come up, like, as an alert in your file. Like, we should talk about your will.
Alert in your file?
I'm like, no, I don't have anything set up. Like, what 25, 26-year-old has a will set up? So I feel
like maybe I should get one. I mean, it'd all go to Willie.
Yeah. They have it, even if you want to bring it up
free?
to them. Yeah. Yep, and they just put it on your file.
That scares me.
So I'm like, if anything happens...
Now I'm really scared of time.
Oh my God. Like, and then I was like, so if something happens to me, like I get in a car accident, and they told me the whole thing. They were like, they'll call around to your doctors, and your family will call your doctors, because sometimes people don't know if wills are set aside, and sometimes they are with doctors. So we'll say, yep, like, we have it on file. Here's all the directions for you. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, what?
What is going on?
Yeah, so that really hit me hard. Like,
that's
I'm like,
interesting.
Writing that out, I was crying. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know. Like, how long do I want to be on life support? Who am I gonna choose to decide that? Like, who am I gonna put that on? Like,
did you decide or no?
I did. Yeah, I put my parents
like
to decide. Like, which then I thought, like, do I want to just leave one because one might argue with the other or something?
Well, then it's hard to give them that decision.
Yeah, it's like, do I put it on my brother? And then do I put that on my brother? Like, that thought, like, or do I want them as a family to discuss it? Like, as well? Like, so you can change it at any time, but I'm like, God.
Did you tell your parents?
I did tell my parents that there's a dummy, I call it like a dummy will on file if they ever need it, like, or something. So
what'd they say?
They're like, my dad, like, he hates it, like, he agrees with donor or like
organ. Yeah, I'm a donor organ.
But seeing that on his daughter's license. He's just like, I don't even want to think about that. Like, and I'm like, oh, Dad, like, come on. Like, I want to help people. I want to donate my body to science, actually.
Interesting.
I don't want to be buried. I don't want to be cremated. I want my body to...
Is that in your will?
I didn't put it in my will yet. I was thinking about it. My mom gave me the idea because she wants to be donated to science. She's like, I don't want to be put in the ground if, like, someone can learn something off of me. I'm like, you know what? I like that. So, but I think I told my brother, but I gave most of my stuff to my brother, actually. Like, I'm like, who do I want to give my stuff to? Like, I'm like, I'll just give it to Morgan. Mm-hmm. It's so weird. It's so weird even when your parents, like, say, like, all right, we got to sit down with you, and we revised our wills, and we, as they get more, like, properties and everything, and I'm like, I don't like this combo. Can we keep it 10 minutes?
Well, it's scary. It is scary.
Yeah.
Because time is scary, and going off that, your priorities change in life. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that was like a rant about, like, my will, but...
No, but that's interesting, because
it hit me.
Something.
Writing it, you're like, okay, this will take 2 seconds. It took me 2 hours, because I couldn't keep it together. I'm like, I'm really writing, like, if I die tomorrow, this is what I want to happen.
Or if you die in the next second.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to think about that, like, but it can happen. It really can. Like...
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So, it's, like, really, really sad to think about.
That is really sad.
Mm-hmm. So.
And like I said, going off that, your priorities change in life because, you know, once you have a kid or if you buy a house or, you know, you just grow up a little bit, go to college, whatever, or even have a midlife crisis. I feel like I had one and I'm not even 50. But,
yep.
Like, it's scary because now that I have a kid, that, like, God forbid something happens to me, like, I mean, I know his dad would take over, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I just feel like, you
should live forever for your son.
I should.
Mom should live forever.
His mom. He needs his mommy. But
Mom and dad should live forever, but mom should live forever.
He needs his mama.
You know?
But, like,
yeah.
You know, I just make sure he's good. Like, I'm the person who makes sure he's good. I know my parents and his dad and his, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they don't make he's good, but mamas make sure their kids are good. That's what happens when you're a mom.
Parents, but especially mothers, how do I want to put it? Like, you guys protect your children's innocence.
We do. And I'll protect him over his dad. That's just how moms are. It's not because dads or moms are more important. It's just, I make sure he's good, and that's it.
You shelter them from the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And up until they
I'll
start realizing.
Like, I don't play games when it comes to Willie. And his dad knows it. His family knows it. Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
But that's the job as a mom. So what kind of mom would I be? You know what I mean? But
and you just think
my priorities changed when I had Willie.
Yep. Oh, like it's just I know I'm gonna be frightened when I have kids, but to think like my life is not my own anymore.
Like I remember I went to Alabama a couple weeks ago, and I thought I was gonna die on a plane.
Yeah, I remember you calling me,
and I was having anxiety because I'm like, if I die on this plane, what's gonna happen to my son? Like, are people going to be gentle with him and raise him the way I want him to be? You know, it scares me. I'm like, what's going on? But before I had Willie, I was going on planes, not even thinking about it. But the plane was a little bumpy. American Airlines, you need to get it together. But, like, and we landed 30 minutes early. I said, well, I guess you don't follow the speed limit.
No.
30 minutes early.
Yo,
and we left on time. So and it was, like, bumpy. Like, it was, like, we'd go up in the air and then drop. Go up in the air and drop. And I'm like, I even had to ask the mom sitting behind me with her 2 kids. I said, is the plane supposed to go
this fast?
I was legit in tears. I was so upset. I was like, oh my God, I'm dying.
That's what happened when we went to Europe in March, my brother and I. Our plane was an hour and a half delayed because of weather. And our pilot was like, yeah, we're still going to make it on time. Don't think you are late.
An hour?
Yep. I'm like, the hell? Like, are you taking the highway in the air? Like, what is this? Like, I don't know all the secrets, but we landed, it was 15 minutes before our scheduled landing time. He's like, don't worry. You guys are not going to miss, like, your taxis or whatever. We're going to make it on time. No worries, even though we're an hour and a half late.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's... But it's like, it makes you... When you're in these vulnerable positions where you have no control but the pilot in the plane. Or you're riding in a taxi or something. Like, other people have... It's like, all right, what am I going to do? You know, is everything going to be okay with my son? It's just scary. It makes you realize. I think that... But once I got there, I had a blast. Yeah. You know, but it is a little... You know, but like I said before, I used to take planes all the time. Yeah. But now that I have Willie, it's like, all right, I got to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, my heart's like...
Well, and then also I think, like, I just don't like being away from him.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever. So, do you have any priorities that have changed? I mean, I know you're working on your second degree.
Yeah, I think definitely right now myself, even more, because I really put myself behind.
Yeah.
Like, it really, like, it made me think, like, how much I was putting myself in front of, like, for other people instead of myself. I think more so my family. I think being home. Like, we're a very independent family, a very small family. My family's from Europe. Yeah. And when I went to Europe in March, you know, when I left, like, in the middle of the school year to go, I valued that time so much. And I don't know if it was because I am the age that I am. Not that I regret any time when we go over to Europe, and I love being there. I want to, like, live there someday, maybe.
Yeah.
But taking the time with my cousins... Yeah. Like, I only have 2 of them, and my youngest one, I'm 15 years older than she is. She's 13. She just turned 13. It's a big year for her.
Yeah.
And I know it's very confusing, but, like, this small amount of time that I had, like, I really cherished, like, with my uncles and my aunt and, like, my 2 cousins, like, and my brother was there. That doesn't happen. I don't get to go down the road and see them. It's, like, years in between. So I definitely want to make that a priority where I do save up money every single time, and I do want to fly over when I have time.
Girl, I'd love to fly over with you one time.
Come on. Like,
don't tell me to come on, because you know I'll come on.
Yep. We'll go to London. It's a 6-hour flight.
I would love to.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
That'd be cool. We could do a podcast in London.
Yeah. You can, like,
seriously, that'd be
London.
Fun.
It would be an eye opener, like, too. I love it.
We should definitely, after we graduate, this is going off topic. We should do something big. I want to do something big.
Maybe like a cruise or go to Europe or something.
London or something. We should do it.
I love that.
Right before we take our final, we should book something.
God, guys, that's gonna be, and hopefully maybe COVID. Yeah. Maybe
we could even just do it in January, right before we get jobs. I'm dead serious.
Yes.
Let's do it. But
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, going back to time, I think the last point that I just really want to hit on is live every day as your last.
Yeah.
And make things count. Mm-hmm. Time is precious. And you know, I love doing this sometimes. I play some sad music and I look at old pictures. And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
I just organized like our family photo bin because it was like a mess. Yeah. So I just looked at every photo in there. I'm like, wow, like look at my mom and dad. I'm going to send you the picture of my mom and dad. Oh my God. They look so in love, like, wherever they were, like, it looked like they were in, like, Egypt or something. Like, I'm like, like, I hope I have that.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, so beautiful to see, and just my brother as a baby, and, like, seeing him now as, like, almost a 23-year-old finishing college makes me reflect, too. Like, am I doing my job as a big sister? Can I do more? Can I do more as an older daughter? Like, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, who am I? Like, I'm, like, thinking
now
all
I feel
sentimental.
like I have to take care of my parents.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like, you know, my parents have gotten, you know, they still have life in them. But, like, what am I prepared if something does happen to them?
I think like that,
like, what if they get into a car accident, like, or something, and they both go? Like, am I prepared to, like...
do the financial
burden? Like, even though my brother is an adult, like, he will be looking to me for answers.
Yeah.
Like, and who knows, and all sorting that all out, making sure, like, you know, getting on into all of that, but, like, it's scary to think.
It is scary.
But me getting mentally prepared for anything can happen. And seeing it in everyday life with our friends and our coworkers. They, like, he wasn't a coworker, but he was a maintenance guy at our work. Oh, he was there for a long time, and he was such a bright light. Like, I would call him anything if anything went wrong. He died 2 days ago.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Of what?
Cancer. But he didn't do anything about it. He missed the warning signs, and it was very aggressive. And they thought they had it beat, but it came right back, and he just died in his home. Like, he went to go get picked up for, like, an appointment. Just died.
Was he looking rough?
You could tell, like, when he was going through chemo. But then when he came back after his, like, rough chemo stint, he looked good. Like, I'm like, wow.
That's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad.
But friends and family, like, you just never know what is going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, too. So it really makes me think that, like, am I doing enough? Should I be more prepared? Sit down with your loved ones and your family. Like, if this happens, what do you want? Like, or what do I want?
Yeah, definitely be prepared. But also... you know, death doesn't have to be a scary thing.
No,
I mean, it is scary to die, but I know a lot of people who have faith, you know, like, I have faith, I'll go to heaven, you know what I mean? Like, accept Jesus Christ and your Savior, like, those kind of things. Other people have different religions, and sometimes that helps people get through.
It does. It really does.
Religions, you know?
There was a sweet story. It was my first semester on clinicals, and this woman was in for, like, a surgery, I think. She lost her son like 2 months ago, or previous to that. Yeah. And she was really upset. And she's like, you know, I just miss my son so much. And I'm like, I didn't know he died. Like, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know, is there someone I can call? Can I call him? And she's like, I'm sorry, no, like, he's dead. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah. But then she told me, like, I feel dumb thinking that he's with me all the time. And I'm like, you know what?
But he is with you. Yeah. In your heart.
Yeah, I'm like, if that gets you through every day, who cares what other people think? Like, is there really someone telling you that's not true?
He is with you.
Yeah, if that makes you happy, if that's what you believe in and that gives you faith and that gives you happiness, continue with that. Like, why? Yeah. Think every day. Like, I always think that, like, one of my grandmothers used to play the piano. And when I think of her, it's happened multiple times. I get freaked out. Like, either a piano comes up on TV or I hear, like, a piano tune or something. And I'm like, what? But I like to think they're in my thoughts. So they're, like, looking over me. So I'm like, but if that helps you get through the day, keep thinking that and keep believing it. So
going back to that, I just have to tell you guys this really cute story. So every time my son goes to his dad's and he comes back, he picks at like where his heart is, he pinches it, and then he goes to where my heart is and he pinches it, and he's like, here's your heart back, mommy. Every time he comes back from his dad's, or if he goes somewhere, you know, like,
are you joking?
Yes, he's
Willie.
Like he knows, like, I'm his heart, like he's my heart.
You know what, 4-year-olds these days are so
he knows
smart.
His mama loves him. Oh, but I just thought I'd share that with you guys.
That is so cute. Man, that was really deep.
That was really deep, and I hope you guys, you know, don't be, you know, you're not the only people scared of time and death, and, you know, but it doesn't always have to be scary. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Memories, I love memories.
Yeah, I'm bringing
so
photographs and, like, banking them. I'd never want to delete any photographs.
That's why I take so many pictures. I take so many.
Yep.
So many of me and Willie.
I actually got to organize all of mine, like, and everything, but it's such a beautiful thing, like, now. It just makes me smile when I look back and everything like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, this was a good one.
This was a good one.
I love this
I hope you guys enjoyed it, but I got to get ready for work.
Yes.
Soon. So.
Got to pop out of here.
And you got to get ready to go to Florida.
Oh, my God. I got to pack. I got to clean my room and
all that good stuff.
Oh, my God. So, but anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed that one.
All right. Well, this is Becca, and I'm popping off.
And live every day to your fullest. And I'm Bronte. I'm out of here. Bye, guys.